Ooh, we are recording. Let's freaking go. If you know me, you know that's hard. But it's episode 2 of Road to Pro with Deuce Almighty. I gotta figure out my fingers and how they move opposite to the camera. Um, but yeah, it is we what 5 weeks out. My very first professional fight, fighting for a Sin World Series, is gonna be in Greenville, South Carolina, at Zona Nightclub. All right, and it is November 15th, precisely. November 15th. It's a Sunday, so let me see. One, two, three, 4 weeks. Yesterday it was 5 weeks, so I'm gonna say five. I don't like messing with my brain. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 weeks, including fight week. I bet. I ain't mad at that. Um, I'm healthy for the first time. Well, not the first time, but I'm like pretty fucking healthy. Which is super cool because this fight was originally supposed to happen in the summer. And like 6 weeks out, I like strained my calf. 5 weeks out, yeah, I got this problem of like when I get nervous, I over fucking train. And I was like doing the thing, I was doing the runs, all that shit, and like lack of stretching, lack of food, lack of water, um, and just what happened? I did like my 4 mile run, and then I did my strength and conditioning. No, I did my 4 mile run. Then I did like some bag rounds and like some technique work, and then I left, and then I came back to the gym and did like my strength and conditioning. And if you know me, you know like, I do a lot of like jumping and stuff like that, explosive work. Uh, and I was probably not probably I was jumping the highest I have ever jumped in my entire life, and that's coming from a high jumper, a long jumper, a triple jumper. Um, just to say it, I was like the 35th triple jumper in the country my senior year. So, but yeah, like I was jumping the highest with like the most ease I'd ever done, and I overdid it. Fucked up my calf, and like I was doing like some high some pogos for height. Um, and then like I felt something weird in my calf, and I was like, shit, let me do it again. And I did it again. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of glad that we didn't end up fighting in the summer because I would have been in there like 80 some percent. But now like right now we're let's say 5 weeks out. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah, episode 2. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about. On like my Instagram, I was like, "Yo, if you please just like let me know what you want to hear me talk about. Shoot me a message, or like respond to the poll that I put up." Only Dev responded. Shout out Dev. I fucks with you, bro. Um, but I'll answer his question. And I'll talk about some other things too. Let's see. All right. That was not me checking notes. I don't have notes. I got like an email and I thought maybe it would be something important, and it wasn't nothing important. Um, but Dev's question was, what was my favorite fight? Wait, before I get into that, wait. His question was, what was my favorite fight? Also, I'm gonna reserve this time for y'all to like DM me, comment below. Um, and let me know what you would like to hear answer, whether you're a fighter, whether you just train, whether you just a regular civilian that wants to know more about fighting. I feel like I have like a wealth of knowledge, even though I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. um yeah. I've been doing this thing with the st, that's fucking crazy. Freaking. um I've been doing this since the first week of February, let's say that, of 2019. Um, and that's what 6 years, 6.5 years, almost 7. So like I've accrued a lot of time in the ring, over an hour in the ring. Um, I've accrued a lot of PKB time, a lot of like sparring time, a lot of time on pads, a lot of time just watching the game. I'm watching fighters. Uh, oh, that's actually something I can really talk about too. This past week, not this week that just passed, but the week prior. Um, let's say what was that? The first week of October. The third through the fourth, me and the team went from Asheville to Myrtle Beach, like a 5 hour drive, and we had a bunch of fights. And I mean, we did really well. We did well. We went 50-50, so that's not really fucking well. But um, two wins, both were knockouts or finishes. One was an actual knockout, the other was a TKO. And then we had a split decision loss, and then we had a KO loss, or like a doctor stoppage loss. Just blood coming from the nose. Uh, but yeah, it's like you gotta have those highs and those lows, and it's kind of like super humbling because if you know me, you know like I get super like hyped up and super energized and super like ready to freaking go, and it's important sometimes to like have life bring you back to fucking center, and have you like humble yourself. I hate that fucking word. Humble. I want to look at the definition of humble just so I understand that I don't like that fucking word. Hold up. Sit down. Be humble. Fuck out of here. Um, humble. The definition: having or showing a mind up, having or showing a modest estimate of one's value or importance. Not arrogant or self-important. Two, of low social, administrative, or political rank. As the verb, um, to lower someone in dignity or lower someone in dignity or importance. Yo, don't ever tell me to be fucking humble ever again, actually, now that I'm reading this. Having or showing a modest estimate of one's value or importance. Yeah, no. Don't ever say humble to me ever fucking again. I'm not gonna tell you I'm less than what the fuck I am. Especially if I train to be the best in the world and I feel like I'm the best in the world. Don't ever fucking tell me to be humble, please. Now that I'm reading that definition, that's starting to piss me off. Huh. Humble. Um, yeah. Okay. I can see why that pertains to this past weekend though. If you go 50-50, then you think you're hot shit, and you're 50%, then I guess you do need to be humbled. Um, cool. I like it for that. I like it for that. Um, yeah, we went to Myrtle Beach, had a really good time. Got to go to the beach, got to get into some salt water. Got to like hang out with the homies. One thing that me and my coach Johnny did a year ago in Scotland is we watched the one dance over like the course of like a few days. Before I got to fight for the U.S. and the WKA, World Kickboxing Association, in their world tournament, and it just kind of gets you in that championship mindset. So being able to be with like people that you train with and put the blood, sweat, and tears in, and watch something like that, the cars be drawn. But yeah, being able to watch something like that just kind of like brings you closer together and like makes y'all understand what is possible and what it takes to be fucking great, especially when you're watching Michael Jordan. Like, what are we talking about? Um, but yeah, went to Myrtle Beach, did the thing, came back. The second we got back, we always go to the me and the homies always go to the little farmer. he got like a little stand in our gym, not in our gym, but like in our gym parking lot. And we go and get fresh produce right from him, like as we're in the parking lot, kind of rounding things up. Typically, we'll be training at that time, so we'll be wrapping up as he's kind of like setting up, so we'll be able to get stuff as we're out of the gym. So that was always, well, not always. That was super cool to be able to kind of keep our tradition going, our Sunday tradition. Um, and then just going into another week of doing the thing, fucking running, training, coaching. If you don't know, I've been coaching full time since 2021, since March, no, January of 2021. I quit my warehouse job in March of 2021. I want to say March 3rd. Ah, fuck the Ingles warehouse. Fuck the Ingles warehouse. I was in the freezer side, so it's 30 degrees the whole time, and then you're going into trucks that are -10 and fucking, and you're getting trucks that have like, if y'all don't know, corn when it comes in the warehouse, it has ice on it. So when you're picking up the fucking like these bales of corn, there's ice falling on you and water dripping on you. So like, and we wore sweatshirts, sweatshirts. They gave us sweatshirts, and you're soaked, and it's 30 degrees. Yo, I'm gonna talk more about the warehouse. I'm gonna talk more about the, not right now, but I'm gonna talk more about the fucking warehouse one of these days, one of these episodes. Um, uh, yeah. So got to keep doing the thing. Coaching, training. Um, and then it was my anniversary, so me and the lady got to hang out. Not really gonna go into much detail, but like we was able to just be together without me being super fight locked in. You know, I got to go and train at Apex with the homie Zion. Got to have really good conversations. Got to have like some technical work on quarter turns, side steps, and just really good footwork stuff. Going over an hour of footwork. Uh, Sometimes it's annoying, but at the same time it is super necessary, and you realize how necessary it is. Um, when when you're fucking fighting, but when you're doing anything that pertains to martial arts, you realize how important just going over the basics of the footwork is. So just like don't let the basic shit um pull you out of it. Um, Shit, and that actually goes to Dev's question, which was, oh my gosh, this shirt is fire. Sometimes I forget because I don't always look at it. Project Pantheon, my Team USA shirt as my signature Team USA. Um, but Dev's question was, what was your favorite amateur fight and why? And again, ask me questions that way I have something to talk about on here. Because if not, I'm not gonna know what to fucking talk about, and y'all just gonna hear me ponder and or things that I've pondered upon. And sometimes it's not always like fight related. Sometimes it's just life related. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, my favorite fight and why. This is actually really easy. Takahide Konishi. I fought him twice. I always notice how like podcasts would be like burping and shit, and I never thought that it would be like me, and I don't even know why. Maybe it's nerves. Maybe it's like I just had some bear, and I made like a hamburger helper. So pasta, bear, and I fucking made it with the red sauce. So I really chefed that joint up, chopped up the veggies that I got from the spot, and then, come on, man. But uh, Takahide Konishi was fight number 3, and I also fought him as my fifth fight. I fought him as my fifth fight. Um, why was that fight so important to me? Um, One, I took that shit on 7 days' notice. Two, it was my very first no shin guards fight. Full rules Muay Thai, just elbow pads, no headgear. Um, so like going from an IKF, which is International Kickboxing Federation, and that's like I guess they're moving around all over now these days. But fighting there for my second fight, which was earlier that year, and then my very first fight was Fight for It, which is mostly just North Carolina, but there's guys from like South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, that like this little like the Carolinas pretty much, Carolina, Kakalaki, whatever. Um, that going from headgear and shin guards to headgear and shin guards with being able to clinch in my second fight, and then to full rules no shin guards was like a very big jump, and it makes you realize very early like how serious the game is. Um, and also it was my only draw that I have on my record, which kind of like forced me to want to put the pedal to the metal and forced me to focus on the basics really. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Don't let the basics kind of like bore you. Um, and the reason is, so let's just start with how I got the fight booked in the first place. It's our birthday bash, so it's the first week of June. It's Johnny's birthday. I want to say it was June 6th, but his birthday is the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and we have our birthday bash, so we have people come in, and like some of our members, they do a sparring tournament, so people that have never sparred before, ever fought before, that just like pretty much just train, not necessarily to fight, so like more hobbyists, they get to do a tournament, they get to fight and like safely fight, the real way. um and so we have like the in-house tournaments, whether it's jiu-jitsu and we have white belts go, or it's Muay Thai and we have pretty much just like novices go. And you find out like 2 weeks out, we like, hey, you want to fight in 2 weeks here at the birthday bash? And like, shit, yeah. You had let them spar 2 or 3 times, and then they go fight each other. Um, and we had our birthday bash, and then right after we went to Highland Brewing, which is a brewery like right down the road, just to kind of continue the celebration, and be outdoors. It has a really big um, outdoor field where you can just kind of hang out and like be humans, and not be like cooped up in a bar. Like that shit is disgusting. But um, we were at Highland, and I'm like hammering these things down. Like, that's back when I was really on my Modelo Mo stuff, bruh. So like, I was like a couple Modelos down, then like a couple ciders down. I want to say like 4, 5, 6 beers in. Um, and I get like a Facebook message from Jesse Wable, NFC, which is a really big promotion in the Southeast. If you don't know, Malcolm Wellmaker, who's in the UFC, he held the title for there, and he's pretty much like the most recent guy to go big out of the NFC. Not the only, not the first. Um, and he's about to fight in MSG, maybe the same night I fight. Uh oh. um, but yeah. You when you get a call from a promotion like that, you do it. Period. Um, and we've been getting guys ready because they were fighting on that card already. So like we were getting a couple guys ready. And I was pretty much kind of like in camp with them almost. I was wilding out, so clearly I wasn't fucking in camp. But I was doing the thing. I was getting hard sparring rounds, just trying to make sure the guys are ready. Um, and I just go up to Johnny like, yo, look, like, wait, this would look way cooler if I did this. Like, yo, look, and he's like, yo, let's fucking ride, let's fucking do it. And I literally fucking poured the beer out, or like I think I gave it to somebody, and I just like sat there and stared into the fucking abyss for like the next hour or so until we all dipped out, and then I went home, ran like 2 3 miles, um, and it's weird, man. When you get a fight, like everything changes in your body. Like just how you do. I wasn't drunk anymore. Like I think like it was just gone. Like odd, crazy, very odd. Um so yeah, and this is the first time like I had to sign a contract too, like for a fight, which was crazy. And then one of the homies, I'm not gonna put you out there, bro, but you know who you are. My man's did not read the contract, bro. He did not read the contract, dog. Please make sure you read every contract that you ever get in front of you. Please read it. Like, please read the contract. Um, so, like it was just getting really real. You get a contract, you gotta freaking sign that thing, and like it's weird, man. It's crazy. And then so it's 7 days notice. There's not really much you can do within 7 days. It's really just making sure you're healthy. Um, and I had yet to ever go bare shin on bare shin. Like even in training, like I had yet to do any of that. So it was crazy to kind of step in there, but I'd never even thought about that. I don't ever remember thinking like, damn, I'm going shin to shin. Like I don't even know if I knew. Um, and yeah, I just knew it was like full rules Muay Thai, and I got to throw elbows. And this is when I really got locked into actually studying film and studying like just techniques. And that's when like I noticed or I saw the Muay Thai library for the first time with um, Sylvie Von Douglasy too, just to make sure y'all know who I'm talking about. But this is like the first time I had ever like just seen something. This when I got into Yakun Pan as well. Yakun Pan Sitrai Pum, the elbow hunter of 100 stitches. So if you ever see me do that, that's an ode to him, who's my favorite fighter of all time, my favorite Thai fighter. Um, southpaw as well, very beautiful footwork. Um, and just studying elbows and like watching elbows for a week or something like that. Maybe not even a week. I feel like it was just a drive up. Um, I don't remember all of the details. This was 2021, June of 2021, so I don't remember all the details. But fighting Takahide, he's another southpaw from a really good gym from SAS, so Spartan Academy in Columbia, South Carolina, not Colombia. Shout out Aiden for saying that to me. But yeah, fighting from a really good gym, a really reputable gym. Um, and a real true southpaw. The left kick heavy, hard jab cross down the middle, hard cross down the middle. Trusting the rear knee, being able to clinch. It was a changing experience, especially that was my third fight. I think he was stepping into his sixth fight. He had fought in Japan already, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and then all like fighting here as well. It's just I was he had beat me in years, you know what I mean, in years on the mat, um, by infinite years and infinite training hours. Like his calves were huge. I'll never forget it. Um, he hit very hard, kicked very hard, and like the weird thing about being in fights, especially when there's no shin guards, you don't always feel it, but you hear it, and you just hearing like like someone cracking home runs. Like you just hear it. Um, and then that sound makes a whole lot of sense when you when the fight's over. You're like, oh, my shins are destroyed, and you feel the caves in your shins. Um, it was different. It was again life changing. And in fighting someone that good, tearing your legs up with the inside leg kicks and the outside leg kicks, hitting your IT band up and down. Um, that. Wow. Some of the things are coming back now. I'm thinking about it. I think I hurt my knee in that fight by kneeing his steel cup, bro. I kneed him in his nuts like multiple times. And that goes back to the foundations thing. Like flat footed on knees is you're always going to aim low. Like you're never going to be high enough to land the knee if you're flat-footed on knees. Like it's a technical foundational thing that you have to be on your toes for knees, like, or you will hit them low. Period. Whether it's the hip bone, which also hurts, bruh. The hip bone and the fucking steel cup, they're like damn near fucking identical, bruh. Damn near, that shit hurts. Um, and not only when you hit someone in the cup, if it's a tie cup, it's steel, so like you're gonna hurt yourself. But you also give them 5 minutes to recover, even if they're not fucking tired, or and even if they didn't get hurt. You're wearing a steel cup, you probably didn't get hurt. Your nuts aren't that fucking huge, bro. So like, you give them time to rest and recover. And the whole time you're like, fuck, I hit this motherfucker in his nuts. And you're like giving yourself negative feedback loop, just like, damn, damn, damn. And that person's like, possibly, if they're not actually hurt, they're like, all right, I get to catch my wind. I've been landing this. And like, maybe it's just a game plan thing that they get to do against you. So just like, the basics matter in so many more ways than one. Um, yeah, so like in the fight, I just remember being so freaking sloppy, just trying to like throwing like a hook and him backing out the way, and me thinking I should do like a spinning heel kick, something that I've never tried in my life. Or throwing kicks and slipping and falling. And then you recognize that there's also differences in rings and in cages. Like I fought, that fight was in a cage, but I've only fought in two rings prior. And then every ring isn't created equal. Like every ring isn't the same size. Every canvas isn't, um, like when you get a new canvas when you're painting, it's the same canvas, and you can see the grids. Um, versus when you get a worn out canvas and it's slick. And not every promotion is vacuuming or sweeping out the ring in between fights, or like every few fights. So it's like, or even ever. um I don't even want to talk about it, but just there's so many things that like go into fighting, bro. Like it's so odd. But yeah, in the cage, it's closer to a a tarp that you're standing on. It's closer to a tarp than it is canvas. It's definitely not canvas. It's, I don't know what you call that. I almost said linoleum, but it's not linoleum. It's tarp, I guess. Um, and then so like slipping, throwing kicks. I outpaced him. I outclinched him. Won the first round. And then you start getting tired because if you know me, like I push the pace. So I'm tired. He has more experience, and he starts to try to pick me off a little bit. But again, pushing the pace is where I was able to get him. And then getting tight in the clinch, and being able, like, as soon as we hit bodies, throwing the first knee, throwing the second knee, like throwing the knees right away. Is where like I feel like I succeeded. And then at the very end of each round, just like when you hear that fucking clack, where you hear like, hey, like, just like stop touching them and just start fucking putting paws down, like, which is another reason why I feel like I won the second round, just, or all of the rounds, in general. Uh, but like one thing, he wasn't backing up. He wasn't willing to like get a breath either. He wasn't trying to study me. He wasn't trying to do any of that. He just was trying to hurt me. Um, which made it a lot easier because he was right in front of my face the whole time. So it's easier to hit someone like that's right there, that wants to be there. If they want to not be hit, and like they're moving, and like that's one tiring because it takes way more energy to miss a shot. Um, but also, yeah, just the game planning of it as well. If the motherfucker's moving, you're missing shots, and like they're stalking you in a different kind of sense. It feels like they're setting you up, and you start to kind of think like, oh, should I slow down? Should I not? But he was right in front of me, so it was always pretty much like we're fucking fighting. And trying to understand the southpaw thing. Um, both of our lead hands are in front. Both of our crosses are lined up perfectly. Uh, Shit, man, it was so much, and like the more I think about that fight, there was so much happening. that maybe I didn't understand then that I understand now. Shout out Dev, bro. I appreciate this question because like I'm pondering. I'm pondering. Um, yeah. And in the third round, so I was up 2 rounds, going into the third, and again just pace. When we clinched, I landed the first knees right away. I might have landed an elbow in that fight. And that was the first time I ever like threw elbows. Like I missed some, yeah. Um. So third round, I'm up, and really I don't remember anything other than like towards the very end. There's 15 seconds left, and he throws a head kick, and like I'm like my feet are like next to each other, like I'm hanging out, like just like I'm sitting right now, like my feet are just next to each other. And he threw a head kick, and when I went to like gather myself, my heels like hit each other, and my feet hit each other, and I fell. So they called it a knockdown. Um, and I pop right up, and I'm like, no, 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 I tripped, I tripped. But like when you're tired and you're like your hands are dropping, and your body's moving all weird, like, um, of course they're gonna call it a fucking knockdown. It's a head kick, bro. And that goes back to the fucking fundamentals, man. Like if your feet are here, you don't have like anything. Like if they hit each other, but if they're here, maybe this one comes here, maybe this one comes here, maybe they both go here, and you can stay balanced, man. Do the fucking fundamentals, bro. Go over the foundations. Like it is so important. It is so important because like if how can I figure this out? If my stance is here, like squared here, like, and we move this way, it's even, it's even, it's even, it's even. But like when they're like this, I don't have anything like I'm gonna hit my ass when I do this. You know what I mean? Like if I go here, I may be able to do that. But if I go here, I'm going to fall. Um so like you need to stay squared. You need to stay squared. Uh yeah. So like that was like another reason why like I really almost fell in love with the foundations after that, or just the basics of everything, because like I didn't think I was a technician. I just thought I was a dude that would put the pace on people. I mean, I ran track for fucking 5 6 years, so like I knew going into fighting that I was gonna have better wind than everybody. Like that was my whole thought process. Throw 100 strikes around. That was like the, that was my philosophy. If I could throw 100 strikes around, I would win. Um, and then like you fight someone that's that good, you soak it up, and you realize like damn, there's like other things I can be doing, or things that I can be working on that would make this so much better. But pretty much what happened, I get head kicked, I block it, I hit my ass. They call it a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. So I win 10-8 or 10-9, 10-9. And then he wins 10-8, so it's an even fucking fight. We both lost 2 points over the course of the fight. So it ends up being a draw. Let me get a drink, bro. That's my sticker. Um, but yeah, that ends up being a draw. And then luckily I'm able to fight him uh a few months later, so like 4 or 5 months later. I mean, that was in June. We fought in December of that same year for my very first title. And luckily I was able to fucking fight him again, and not only that, but like for my very first belt, and win my very first belt, and like avenge that draw. Um, yeah, that was very cool. That was very important to me. Being able to avenge the draw and kind of like wipe it off my record almost. It's not wiped off my record, but it's whatever. It's the amateurs. I'm 0-0. 1-0, 1 to KO if you want to say that. But yeah, that was my favorite fight. Takahide won. Shit, going to the second fight, I'll talk about that as well. Uh, I had fought between then maybe 3 or 4 times. I want to say 3 times. So I fought after Takahide. I fought Gabe from BMK in South Carolina. I fought to fight for it. Edwin, from Lake. Um, and then I fought. What the fuck? One, two, three, four. Okay, no, I fought those two, and then I fought Takahide again. And then I fought the week after I fought Takahide. I fought the same, like 7 days after that as well. I fought Devin Wynn, for a kickboxing title in North Carolina. Uh, but yeah, it was the second one was a cool fight. Again, just going 5 rounds, 5 rounds, full rules, understanding him a little bit more, but also understanding the game a whole lot more. I felt like I was like on the run, on the tear. I mean, I was, but like I felt like I was growing exponentially. Um, Fighting somebody that good, and then going in and then fighting Muay Thai again, and then fighting. I luckily I got to fight like someone with zero experience after that, so I was like 5-0, or like 4-0-1 or some shit like that. I had like 5 fights, and I got to fight a debut, which is terrible for him. But like, being able to do that kind of like just let me like build that confidence in me. Um, so yeah, going back and being able to fight Takahide again just gave me like a little oomph, a little like my IQ was higher, my wind was better, my confidence was high. Um, and this is actually the first time I was ever elbowed in a fight too. I was like in the corner, kind of bent over, and he hit me with an up elbow across my forehead. And I was like, "Oh shit, that shit hurts through the elbow pads." um, yeah, so like that was my favorite fight in person to fight as well. Takahide Konishi. Yeah, I think about him all the time. Think about him all the time. Yeah, definitely changed my life for sure, for sure. Uh, what else do I have to talk about? Um, I want to say that's it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns for me, put them in the comment section. I don't know if I'll put this one on Instagram only because uh, I don't want to have to export this from my computer. And I figured out how to like record on my computer with the mic and the headphones, so it look like I'm actually know what the fuck I'm doing, rather than just like my phone sitting here. Um, so yeah, I've been like messing around with OBS trying to understand that software, but I don't think I'll need it. I just used the camera and I changed everything around, all the settings, so that way I could actually talk through my real mic, and use like my actual really good camera. Um, so yeah, comment, like, subscribe. If you want to see more of these, you have to anyways. Um, yeah, say stuff. Tell me questions you have that I can answer. That way I could actually get like better content or whatever I hate the word content. Get better things out and like ideas and thoughts and like just really just help the community grow a little bit more. I would like people to be smarter in martial arts, and if like I have to be the one to answer the questions, I'm kind of cool with that. Um, so talk to me. I'll talk to you guys soon. This is episode 3 of no, episode 2 of Road to Pro. I fight again in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 11/15 in Greenville, South Carolina. I'll put the ticket link below. That way you can watch the stream. The stream typically comes out within like 2 or 3 weeks of the fight, so it may not be there now, but maybe if you're watching this late, you can buy the ticket link or come and then or buy the stream and then watch at home. Just make sure you type my name at the bottom before you check out, just to let them know who you're supporting. Yeah, and I get a percentage of that, so make sure you do it before before weigh-in day, so before the Friday of fight, so before 11:15, no, before 11:14. Get your tickets and get your streams, and then support your homie. I'll talk to you guys soon, most likely next week. Peace out, gang. This is my road to pro. Let's go fucking get it.